Hello and welcome to Worthy and United. I am the founder, Jessica Viera, and together with Monique Viera, we are Worthy and United. We are bringing you a women's and men's mental health awareness, healing, and empowerment movement. Through the power of storytelling, facilitation, and teaching, we open up unfiltered conversations on topics associated with traumatic events in a way that you have never experienced before.
We take you through and help you understand that it is our experiences that have formed our behaviours, patterns, conditioning, and perceptions in our adulthood. The outcome of understanding and healing these experiences we are holding on to has the ability to have a direct response to the relationships we have in our lives, our careers, our family union, our opportunities, and family lineage. When we reveal these experiences we have encountered in our lives that have created the trauma in our body and mind, we open a gateway to healing these moments in our life and reach a higher level of consciousness, which allows us to live a life of inner freedom, love, abundance, joy, happiness, and enlightenment within ourselves.
Our mission is to break generational curses, shift old paradigm beliefs, and bring awareness to real life, personal, and circumstantial traumatic experiences. My message to you is, you are born worthy, and nothing has ever changed. Now let's begin. This live was definitely not planned, not in the slightest. I did not plan to go live today. However, I did feel that I wanted to share a word with anyone that wants to sit with me in this live or is catching the replay. And I wanted to talk about the void, and I wanted to talk about how holding yourself through the void and having the right people around you through voids is really, really what matters the most. And I know that there's a lot of women in here, and I know that I have a really big community around me. And, you'll see things on social media and you'll think, man, she's got it all together. She's got it all figured out. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to make decisions. She's doing all the things. And something that a friend had said to me recently was, wow, you would have no idea that you went through all of that. You look so happy on social media. And this isn't to say that I have not been happy. This is to say that I guess being online, people have this misconception that because we have this social presence, that we are so used to creating content, we're so used to being on video, and we're so used to being on stories, and we're so used to showing up because we're just used to doing it for our business. And there's this really big misconception that because we're dancing around on reels and because we're putting out content every day and because we're actively selling our programs, selling our offers, we're on social media and all of the things, there's this big misconception that we have our shit together all the time. And I will be the first person to confidently say that last year was probably one of the most hardest years emotionally in so many different ways. Last year, so much beauty happened. I was able to travel for months, and it was the best thing that I ever did to be able to connect with my femininity and connect back with myself and take some downtime for myself. But there was also a big part of the year where there was huge emotional turmoil. And you would have no idea just from looking at my social media presence. I want to speak into this because I know that I'm not the only one that goes through stuff like this. I know I'm not the only one that goes through emotional turmoil. And I never want anyone to look at me on social media and think, wow, she's got it all together. She's making all of this money. She's doing all of these things. She's doing this, she's doing that. She's killing it. but at the end of the day, we are literally all experiencing life with our humanity. And there are going to be things that are out of our control. There's going to be personal and circumstantial stresses that come up in our life. When I look at my life and you look at adversity, you'll have business stress, you'll have circumstantial stress, and you'll have personal stress. And each of those forms of stresses will have an effect on your life and on your business and on your state of being and on your energetics and all of the things. And last year it was wild. Like there was actually a point where I was like literally waking up every day thinking that I was going to shut down my business. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a business owner. I don't want to be a coach. I don't want to be a mentor. My life would be so much easier if I just went and worked for someone else. And I was tired of making decisions, and I was tired of having to like put on this persona, and people say to me like, oh, you look so happy. It's like, yeah, well, people don't ask how you are because they think that you've got your shit together 24/7. They don't ask. Your friends don't ask. People don't ask. How are you doing? How are you really doing? And there was a point where I honestly, like, I was waking up every single day. I'm like, maybe I should just close it down. Maybe I shouldn't do this. I felt like I was pushing a boulder up a hill every single day. Every day, I felt like I had this huge boulder that I was pushing. I felt like I was climbing Mount Everest. I've never climbed Mount Everest before, but if that's what it felt like, then I've climbed Mount Everest. Every day. It felt so hard. Every day, I felt like I was constantly running out of time. I was waking up every day anxious. I've not had anxiety since 2019. And every day I was waking up anxious. I was waking up with lack of clarity. I was waking up unable to make decisions. I was waking up just energetically off. And it felt like I was pushing a huge boulder up a hill every single day. And every day I was like, I want to give up. I don't want to do my business. And I contemplated it. Do I shut this down? Do I sell my business? Do I get rid of my business? Do I like, what do I want? And I just felt tired, not burnt out tired. I just felt like there was so much tension. And I was getting frustrated. I'm like, Jess, you're so close. Have you ever felt, and I call this the vortex, and I did a post on it the other day in the group or on my Facebook profile. The vortex, the evolution vortex, it's like when you declare like, this is what I want, like, and you say to God, like, God, this is what I want. Like, this is what I want. I want this. I want this. I want this. I want X, Y, and Z. When you declare it, you can't just declare it and expect for it to happen. There are parts of you that can't come with you to the next stage. There are people in your life that may not be able to come with you. There are clients that may not be able to come with you there. There are containers that may not be able to come with you, staff that may not be able to come with you. There are relationships that cannot come with you. And I think that is the hardest part about growing a business, is because you feel like that there are so many deaths. There are so many deaths, and there are so many edges, and there's so many voids. And it's like a part of you has to die so that you can so that you can keep evolving, keep growing. And it's really painful. And there are people that are going to come into your life, and there are people that are going to go. And sometimes I sit here and I think to myself, is it even worth asking for these things? Is it even worth asking for these things? I teach about the quantum field. I teach about the field of potentiality. speaking to the desire, speaking to like, what do you want? What do you want to achieve in your life? Like, what do you want for your life? What relationships do you want to have? What business do you want to have? What clients do you want to have? What containers do you want to have? When you put this desire out and you say, like, this is what I want. This is what I want. And you say, like, I want X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. You have to be prepared to let things go in your life. You have to be prepared. And that was probably one of the hardest things for me to go through last year, was because I had to let things go again. I had to let things go. I had to let people go. I had to let relationships go. I had to let friendships go. I had to let clients go. I had to let certain people in my life go. And I was holding on. I was like, and maybe you can resonate with me if you're watching back. There's moments in your business and you're like, why aren't I there? I feel like I'm so close. I feel like I'm so close. I feel like I'm so close, yet I'm so far. Why does it feel so hard to get there? The reason why it feels so hard in the void is because there are things that you need to change. There are things that you need to change. And it's your willingness to let go of parts of your life, whether that be employees, whether that be contractors, whether that be containers that no longer serve you, whether that be clients that no longer serve you, whether that be a relationship that no longer serves you. There's going to be some things that you're going to have to let go of in the void and hold through. When I was sitting in a really big void last year, I had to hold the duality of the abundance and the abundance that I have in my life. And I also had to walk with the pain of letting go of a lot of things. I let go of my entire team and kept 3 people. I let go of 12 staff members in a matter of a week, because what I felt in my heart and I felt in my spirit that there is an evolution that's happening. There is something that is happening, and I need to let go of certain people in order for us to propel forward. I needed to. It felt so heavy, the boulder. And although when you're in the void and you're in it, what God is begging of you, or universe, crystals, like whatever you call it, higher spirit, source, spirit guides, whatever you call upon, God is going to say, hey, I know that this is where you're going, and I know that this is what you want, but this is where you are right now. And you know that there are some choices that you're going to have to make in order for you to get there. And the choices that you're going to make are going to be hard choices. And it'll feel heavy. And it'll cause emotional stir. But in order to get there, you need to make those choices. Otherwise, you won't grow. And that was one of the hardest realities that I had to face last year. And as I was trying to make these decisions, these choices that I had to make, a part of me was like, just shut it all down. Shut it all down. Go and get a job. Go be a CEO for a multi-billion-dollar company. Go get a CEO job. Go and make multiple 6 figures a year, and go and clock in at 8 a.m., clock out in the afternoon, and go and make money for someone else, or go and be a full-time closer for somebody else's business. But there was something in me that I couldn't let it go. I was like, I'm so close. Like, I know it. I'm so close. I think the void is where a lot of people don't want to sit in business. And I've sat in this void a few times. I've sat in voids a few times, and it is like an ugly shedding of an identity. And it's like suddenly there's this huge shift, and everyone can see it and everyone can feel it. And you step into this like next level of like personal power and grace and wisdom, and you feel light as a feather. When you're on the edge, you're going to meet yourself at a different place. That's a quantum field. You will meet yourself at a different place. You can only meet that version of you, if you're willing to let go of things in your life, personal, circumstantial, business, if you're willing to let go of the things that are holding you down, that boulder that you feel every day pushing up a hill, there is something in your life that you need to let go of, or you won't meet yourself at the edge. You just won't meet that version of you that you want to meet. And I see this happen with money and people, coaches and business owners, they want to make more money. I want to make more money. I want to make more money, more money, more money, more money, but they're not willing to let go of the things that they know are not serving them. Why? Because it's so painful. It is so painful. We feel resentment. We feel shame. We feel guilt. We feel anger. We feel like, for women, like the disappointed. We're disappointed in other people. We're disappointed in ourselves. And then we punish ourselves. And then we hold on to things. We hold on to people. We hold on to ways of doing things. We hold on to strategies. We hold on to containers. We hold on to clients. We hold on to relationships. We hold on to an argument that happened like 6 months ago. We hold on to something that happened in our life and we hold on to it. And we build immense amount of disappointment and anger. And until we're willing to let go of everything and surrender and decide that we're no longer going to stay captive, until we do so, we won't reach the next level. We won't reach the next level. At the end of last year, I had to bring my mother down to stay with me for 2 weeks because I just couldn't get a grip of myself. I just could not get a grip of myself. And I remember her saying to me, like, Jess, you got to pray. You have to pray. You got to pray, Jess. You have to pray. And I was like, no, I'm not praying. If God was with me, then why do I feel like this? Why? And I was so reluctant. I was so reluctant to surrender. I'm like, no, control. No, I'm not going to pray. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this. There was so much control and very little surrender, right? Very little surrender. Until I completely surrendered and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I need to pray. I need to worship. I need to pray. I need to sit with myself. I need to let myself feel all of my emotions that I'm trying to think my way out. I'm trying to think my way out. That wasn't the answer. I had to let out a lot of emotion in order for me to move forward. And at the end of last year, I've never cried so much. I cried so much, like wailing, crying. And then suddenly everything shifted. Everything shifted. I don't even know how we've made 120. Like we have made, I think we're at $130,000 by the 18th of January. I can't even comprehend what has happened. But I can say this. I had to let go of so many things. I had to let go of people that were in my business that I knew I should have got rid of a long time ago. I had to bring on the top people to take us to the next level. I minimized everything. I simplified my entire life. I had to focus on just feeling like emotions. Like I had to just let myself move through all the emotions I was feeling. Was I feeling sad? Awesome. Let's feel it. Let's cry. Was I feeling fear? Awesome. Let's feel it. Let's cry. Was I feeling overwhelmed? Awesome. Let's feel it. Let's cry. Like I just let myself feel and feel and feel and feel and let it all out. Just out. If I didn't feel like working and I wanted to go for a walk, I went and did that. Like I just kept surrendering and just kept like letting go. It's like I was shedding. I was just shedding. And then whatever I wanted to do was what I wanted to do. But at first I got rid of a lot of people in my business. I got rid of a relationship that was not good. And now that I've stepped out of it, I've realized like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know how I ended up in that position, like in what I was in. Like I have no idea, but everything happens for a reason. But closing doors that I knew were not in alignment with the person I was becoming allowed this to happen this month. It allowed this to happen. And every day I'm like reflecting, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just can't believe it. I have so much gratitude right now. I have so much love for every single client that I have right now. I have so much thankfulness that I didn't give up, that I just kept holding on. I held on and allowed myself to move through what I moved through, but I had to make a lot of choices. I had to make a lot of choices to get to this point right now. And what I want to say to everyone that listens back to this video, because this isn't the first time that I've done it. This is the first time that I've made this amount of money in the shortest amount of time possible. Yes. But this isn't the first time that I've leaped like this. And what I know to be true is that in order to evolve, in order to collapse time, in order to quantum leap financially, the strategies matter. The foundations matter. But at the same time, if you're going to shorten the amount of time it takes to get somewhere, you shorten the amount of time it takes to get there, then you have to be willing to evolve. You have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to let go of things that cannot come play in that next version of you. If you want to collapse time by $1,000, sure. Keep making the same choices. Keep doing the same things. If you want to collapse time by 50,000, 100,000, a million, I want you to ask yourself, like, what is stopping you? What is stopping you from making that happen? Who do you think the 7-figure business owner is hanging around with? Who do you think her friends are? Who do you think her circle is? Who do you think her mentors are? Who do you think she's sitting with? What conversations do you think that she's having? What kind of relationships do you think she has? What kind of life does she live? What kind of choices does she make? Right? Is she in the toxic relationship where it's just arguments and values are unaligned and visions are unaligned and everything is unaligned? Do you think that she's doing that? No. Right? Is she working with clients that are not good for her, that aren't the right client for her? No, she's not. Do you think that she's tolerating certain behaviors in her life, certain things in her life? Do you think that she's operating at a low standard? No, she's operating at a high standard. So in order for you to collapse time and get to where you want to go a lot quicker, it has a lot to do with like the choices that you're making. Literally, all it took for me was to literally let go of a lot of things that I felt so safe in. I felt so safe. But did it serve me for where I was at? No, it didn't. It crippled me. It crippled me mentally. It crippled me energetically. It crippled me financially. Everything. It just crippled me. And the universe will knock and knock and knock. If you think that things are happening to you and you're like, why is everything not going the way that it's meant to go? And you get frustrated. You're like, why is this not going the way that it's meant to go? Why is this happening to me? It's not happening to you. It's not happening to you, not in the slightest. What God is doing is begging you to look, open your eyes, look, pay attention. Chaos doesn't just happen. Bad things don't just happen. It doesn't just happen. Not consistently. Not whereas like everything is just happening all around you and it's like everything is chaos and it feels bad and it feels heavy. No, it doesn't just happen. It happens because we're creating it. We are creating it. We create the chaos. We create the problems. We create the destruction in our lives. You have a choice not to have destruction in your life, not to have problems in your life, not to have all of this chaos in your life. It's not to say that you'll never have problems. You absolutely will have problems in business. I can tell you that much, and in life. But have a look at, are you actually creating the problems? Did you ask God for something? And then they're trying to deliver it to you, but God is also saying, hey, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Look at this, 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 look at this. What do you need to change? I just wanted to share this with everyone because I know that last year was it was like a weird emotional year for a lot of people. And I had the more conversations I have with so many friends, like I know a lot of people had the best year. A lot of people have good years financially, but there was a lot of emotional turmoil. A lot of emotional turmoil. And what I want to just leave everyone with today is the voids are so necessary to meet yourself at a new place. The voids that you're feeling are so necessary to meet yourself at a new place. That version of you that you think about and you're like, this is the woman that I want to become. This is the sister that I want to become. This is the wife that I want to become. This is the partner I want to become. This is the daughter I want to become. This is the friend that I want to become. This is the business owner, the coach, the mentor that I want to become. That woman that you keep thinking about, you'll meet her. You'll meet her. You'll meet her at the edge. But first you have to go through the void in order to meet her at the edge. And you only get to step into that version of you based on your willingness to evolve. Your willingness to evolve, your willingness to surrender, and your willingness to continuously make changes in your life that's going to allow you to meet that person. So it's just wild to me that I'm like literally sitting on this Zoom call right now. It's just wild to me. I don't even know how we've had like $130,000 in 18 days. It's just incomprehensible. Like I have no words. But I also know that I literally felt like that I had to die before this happened. So I have been rebirthed again. Again. So what I want to leave you all with, and what I want to encourage all of you ladies with is, just allow yourself to go through it all. Allow yourself to go through it all. Everything that you want is honestly on the other side of your emotions, is on the other side of the choices that you make. And on the other side of just, oh my gosh, just holding on with deep personal power. So just know that I love you all. Everything that you're going through right now is so for you. It is so for you. It is for you. There are lessons. There is going to be wisdom that is going to come from everything you're going through. You're going to have immense amount of wisdom. You're going to grow in your personal power. You're going to evolve. Your spirit is going to ignite. You're going to transcend your consciousness, your self-awareness. Like everything is just going to amplify from the place that you might be in right now. Everything always amplifies, always. So if you're in the void right now, hold on, allow yourself to be in it. If you meet yourself at the edge, I celebrate you. I celebrate you because it was your willingness to move through the void that allowed you to meet yourself at the edge, which will allow you to transcend to the next level. So I love you all. Thank you so much for being on here. If you were listening, thank you for sitting with me. I appreciate everyone that's inside of this community. I'm blown away how fast it's growing. And with so much love, have a fantastic day. And that concludes today's episode. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for leaning in. I hope that the transmission of this message lands well on your heart. I hope that it pours through your spirit. And I hope that it is everything that you needed today in this moment. Remember, you were born worthy and nothing has ever changed. We love you and we'll see you in the next episode.